Hello, I'm Brendan McLaughlin in beautiful Tampa Bay, Florida, and I'm your host for a unique kind of cooking competition. Sure, we've got the gourmet chefs, the mystery ingredients, and the celebrity judges, but this time we're cooking for a cause. From the Epicurean Hotel's Kitchen Theater, it's Feeding Tampa Bay's Epic Chef Showdown. After 6 rounds of friendly competition between 8 of Tampa Bay's top restaurants, we're now down to the final 2, but only one can be crowned Epic Chef. From the refinery in Seminole Heights, Dwayne Thompson. He's used to working under pressure. After 2 victories, he's feeling cool, calm, and confident.
I don't get too rattled. Do I want to win? Sure.
On the other side of the kitchen is Will Stormont from Mise en Place in downtown Tampa. Will's paid his dues working in the shadows, but could now be his time to shine.
I would like to validate the last decade of my life in regards to something. I want the moment of just, I've done this.
Will and Dwayne are cooking for a distinguished panel of judges, Master Chef winner Whitney Miller and Food Network celebrities Emily Ellen and Simon Majumdar. There will be 2 rounds. The first entree's mystery ingredients are duck breasts and pickled peaches.
Pickled peaches, the jarred, canned, awful fruit. I'm like, what do you do with that?
Chefs, you have 30 minutes, starting now.
I kick into gear. I cut some skin off of one of the duck breasts.
While Dwayne works on a duck skin chicharron, Will goes in a different direction.
Duck breast, that's in my wheelhouse. Skin on is the way it should be served. Without the skin, it becomes a little gummy.
With his duck underway, Will starts slowly reducing the pickled peaches into an agrodolce.
So I was very glad that I was able to let that develop flavor and kind of work.
Meanwhile, Dwayne is in trouble.
So the mistakes I made on this, kind of multiple. Chicharron wasn't rendered in time. I don't end up with a crispy chicharron. I'm lost.
As the clock winds down, Dwayne goes for broke with a bold plating choice.
So I have to say, from a presentation point of view, I didn't love it. I kind of wanted to draw a chalk mark around it, wait for CSI to turn up.
It is just kind of confusing, the texture of it, but then I was kind of wondering what exactly was in it.
So confused, but so amazing. And as I sit here and I try to explain it, the flavors keep on coming.
Will's plating is perfect, and his patience with the peaches pays off.
I have to say, first of all, I think so far, I think the agrodolce is probably the best thing I've eaten tonight. I think you got it absolutely spot on. Seriously, that was sensational.
You're making Mise en Place proud.
I'm feeling right now after this first round probably the most uncertain I've felt. The judges are harsh. It's throwing me off balance a little bit.
To be a chef, you have to be hungry all the time. Nothing is ever good enough.
Next on Epic Chef Showdown, the tables are turned as Dwayne finds his groove and Will gets stuck.
I could not get my dough to bind up.
As you were scooping and scooping the flour, we all cringed.
Hello, my name is Thomas Mance and I'm the Executive Director of Feeding Tampa Bay. In our community, 1 in 7 adults and 1 in 4 children are hungry. They don't know when nor where their next meal will come from. Our goal is very simple, to make sure we feed those who are in need. Epic Chef allows us to tell the story of the hungry in our community in a much different way, and it allows you to get involved.
Welcome back to Epic Chef Showdown. We're on to the second round, and this time the mystery ingredients are mussels and pumpkin puree. Chefs, your time begins now.
Canned pumpkin puree is probably one of the worst things to work with. We're just gonna make a mussel pumpkin puree lychee curry broth.
Dwayne has a plan and gets right to work.
I immediately get some onion and some celery, a little carrot in there. The mussels are a touch beat up.
There were a lot that were hanging open, which like sketched me out. So like I ran through those mussels as fast as I could, and I definitely didn't want to serve a dead mussel to a judge in the competition.
Pumpkin puree in the pot. It's still needing a little citrus, a little punch to it. So I take that and I dump it into this broth. It still needs more depth. I grab a handful of mussels, throw some curry in there.
Meanwhile, Will's struggling with his dough.
I'm going to do something like a dumpling with this pumpkin puree. So I added egg, I added cheese, but I ended up needing a lot more flour than I wanted to get it to bind. I didn't have time to rest. I needed to get that working.
With time running out, it's going to be close.
It was a pumpkin nudie, pan-seared in butter, and the mussel was sauteed with a little bit of tarragon and fennel.
But that dough could cost him.
You know, when you work protein in flour, it gets tough. So we were all concerned when we were watching you pour cup after cup of flour into your gnocchi, and it's showing.
I knew automatically, even looking at them, that they weren't like pillowy and soft, but I did like the flavor of them.
You know, I always say that nudie to me are a sign of love when they're cooked properly. Yours were a sign of regret.
With Will stumbling, Dwayne has an opening, but can he take advantage?
As I'm looking at this bowl, and I'm tasting everything all together, it's a lot going on.
Those Jamaican flavors have been coming out through your dishes every week, and they are ringing true. The aroma is pumpkin curry.
I actually really enjoyed the fritter. I thought that worked well. It gave real texture, and the mussels inside were perfect. I thought that the broth absolutely kind of lost that curry flavor. It did just dissipate. And when you're going to use that, you need it to be present. When you announce it, it needs to be there.
You showed 2 ways or 3 ways of doing the pumpkin, but it just didn't exactly work.
After 2 rounds of cooking against the clock, it's now up to the judges. Coming up, we'll see who they pick to be Tampa Bay's first epic chef. The winner is...
So, you might be wondering why we asked the best chefs in Tampa, from the best restaurants in Tampa, to create a gourmet meal. The answer is really simple. We asked them to use their gifts to bring awareness to the issue of hunger. And they gladly said yes, and they cooked a meal, and one of them was named the Epic Chef of Tampa Bay. But here's what you can do. Use your gifts to help us fight hunger in our community. Communities are made better when everybody gets involved, when everybody's invested. No one should go hungry, and you can help us with that.
Welcome back. It's time to declare a winner. Will Dormant's pickled peach agrodolce impressed the judges, but his rushed pumpkin nudie came out too tough. Dwayne Thompson's dramatic plating style backfired, but his oyster fritters were perfect. Whatever the outcome, it's going to be close. The winner is... Chef Will of Mise en Place. Congratulations, you are Tampa Bay's first epic chef.
I'm a little gutted because you're going this far and you're going this hard. You want to win. You know, everybody wants to win.
It's really, really cool. It's like the biggest honor I've ever had, and it's just amazing.
Thanks for watching. I'm Brendan McLaughlin. Hope to see you at the next Epic Chef Showdown.